Hey guys, we are Empire of Dachshunds. I am James,
And I'm Rachel.
and today we're going to be talking about.
21 Jump Street.
So, I remember when this movie came out, this was, right at the height of this, let's make every old TV show to movie. We'd started, Starsky and Hutch back in, the early 2000s, and slowly building to,
No, and you're also forgetting even farther back Dukes of Hazzard.
was that before Starsky and Hutch? That was when
so.
Johnny Knoxville was considered a marketable property.
Well, even in the movie, there is a part where the captain makes a reference to they keep reviving old shit, expecting us not to notice. And I was like, that's a good little knock there.
Yeah, and this is a Lord and Miller film. What was it? I always forget their first names, but they've directed a lot of other stuff I've seen. They directed the Lego Movie. They did the series Clone High, which I loved. They wrote Into the Spider-Verse, or one of them did, or co-wrote it. So they're really hot properties. They were at one point directing Solo, and then got kicked off that project.
Oh.
So we could get Ron Howard in there. So
Yeah.
got to make sure Richie Cunningham gets his paycheck, I guess. But this movie. Big surprise when I saw it, because I actually ended up seeing this one in theaters. I enjoyed it just a whole bunch. Was not really expecting it. I don't remember why I went and saw it in theaters. But I loved it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, and that's a little dog. That's Phineas again. He's a little drugged up today.
Yeah, we thought there was going to be some thunder going on, and he's got some severe anxiety to it, so... Thunder never came, though. But anyways, back to the movie.
I think this has been the trend for this is, what if we not only just remade a series, what if we changed its tone all around? We'd see this again later with Baywatch,
Yeah.
which we will get to at some point. Don't worry about that, guys. I'm going to say I probably think 21 Jump Street's the objectively better movie than Baywatch, as much as I enjoyed Baywatch.
Most definitely. I mean...
But this didn't have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shirtless for a huge chunk of the film.
I mean, it does have Channing Tatum, but...
Is he ever shirtless?
I think there was a couple scenes.
I don't think so.
But Channing Tatum's no Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Let's just face that.
Though he could beat him in a dance contest.
That is true.
It's interesting watching this now because everything that I think, a lot of it's so funny, but it's so inappropriate at times. You always, we live in this, society is getting more and more PC, but this movie's not very PC, but it's still very funny despite that fact.
Well, and then, you kind of get into the high schoolers, how they're, very PC, and then the fact that the movie is just not.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's not several inappropriate relationships that happen between older people and younger people, or at least people that are supposed to be older or younger people.
Yeah.
Ellie Kemper's character, the science teacher, her whole thing is, man, she really wants to plow Channing Tatum, real bad.
Yeah, I loved in the end credit parts where what was the phrase again? You're two Hardy Boys in one.
Yeah,
as she's getting plowed by him. So it's
well, yeah, whoa. The Hardy Boys are great about finding secret tunnels. So
Trevor point.
Oh, so and then you have the whole segment where they're just losing their minds on drugs is really funny. I think that's probably the best part of the movie. It's very frenetic throughout the whole movie. Everything's constantly moving and always has a lot of energy. There's not really a lot of down points. I think that usually you can get away with not being totally politically correct if what you're actually doing is funny. I think that's the problem. It's when a joke falls flat that you're like,
yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. Yeah, no, I get that. I do like how they did kind of create, so in the beginning of the movie, they have this whole, they're put on park duty and riding bikes, and he made a comment that, I thought there'd be a lot more car chases and explosions. And then when they actually get the car chases and explosions, during the big one, they're like, oh man, I thought that was going to explode. Oh man, I can't believe that didn't explode. And then, of course, the thing that does explode is the truck with the chickens. You
Yeah.
know, he's like, what? That's what explodes? Because I mean, it's true. A lot of those things aren't gonna explode in real life because they need like that spark to ignite it. But, you know, of course, in every action movie, we think, oh, you shoot at a tanker, it's just gonna blow up. So I did like how they had that in there. And honestly, I think my favorite part, other than the drug scene, like when they're all hopped up on drugs, is the Peter Pan on stage when Channing Tatum's character comes to beat up Jonah Hill's character. And Jonah Hill's, of course, strapped up for flight for Peter Pan. And so then they do the flying and he's holding on, and yeah, I just love that.
And I'll let you guys in a little secret here. If it's comic mischief, Rachel probably adores it. Yeah. So just wait till we get to animated films. Yeah, I think a lot of that, what helps with that is Miller and Lord have a good sense of direction. Like, think about that scene with all the stuff that might be exploding, how they like dramatically zoom in repeatedly. Like to show fuel, and then show the spark, and then show fuel again, and then come back to them and be with a reaction shot. Like, it almost should be like standard, you know, for a comedy, but a lot of comedy likes to just set a shot and then be like, okay, let's go. On the whole, though, I'm not gonna pretend like this movie has some deep message that we're
But somebody who's watching this movie is not looking for a deep message. They're looking for just a funny time. You know, they want to laugh, they want to have fun.
Let us never forget that at one point in this nation's history, party rock. Used to dominate our lives.
It was on the radio constantly. And it plays in this, and you just kind of get thrown back to that time when that song was popular.
Was what, 2012 this came out?
I was living with Bill and Ashley at the time, and, you know, so of course, hearing that song, I think of, like, all the memories back then, so it's, you know, certain songs hold that.
Yeah.
So that's where I was in my life.
I didn't have any real association with it, but I remember it very vividly because that whole part where it like drops and gets the dun 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 dun, you know, that immediately kicks into your brain.
I don't know. I think for me, like I listen to a lot of albums and I can tell you exactly where I was when I first heard it. You know, kind of so like music's very tied in with my memories. So of course, like hearing that's I was living with Bill and Ashley at the time. I was, you know, had my first professional job, and yeah, so it is interesting.
Now, of course, they were going to make a sequel to this, which I've never seen, but you said you did see that.
I think I saw it once. I don't remember where, because I don't think I saw it in theaters. So I had to have rented it, because I don't own it. Maybe somebody had it.
Who knows? And at one point they were talking about making a third one, and then at one point they were talking about making a crossover with Men in Black called MIB 23.
I did not hear about that.
And supposedly they might be making one called 24 Jump Street, which will be the third one, but it'll be a female-led reboot with Tiffany Haddish and Awkwafina in the lead roles.
Well, he's got to switch them up for the female roles.
I think, honestly, it's probably a good idea at this point. Like, how much further can you really push this dynamic of one's a jock and one's a brain, look at how they make a better team?
Well, you know, if they actually made a movie about the two girls that were in, like, they were in this, they were, like, the undercover officer ladies who were, like, you know, busting the chop shop in the high school and the prostitution ring. You know, that would be a fun movie to watch.
See, I wonder if it really would, though, because they're actually competent. There's the rub. That's kind of where a lot of the comedy comes. These guys are highly incompetent. I mean, they go and they bust into an evidence locker, which, by the way, I think this takes place in L.A., considering the highways.
I don't know where it's supposed to, but I think they actually filmed it in New Orleans.
I don't know. But bad on you, police stations, if you're just letting cops go into the evidence locker with no one stopping them. Walking out with a pound of marijuana.
What? Totally just, you know, you don't have to sign that stuff out.
That's one of my favorite jokes, though. A pound of cocaine, we're trying to give these kids a good time, not ruin their lives. Yeah. Pound of weed, best party ever.
That was a good one. Yeah, no, I like it. And, you know, if anybody's really looking for a good joke movie, just, good comedy, not having to think. It's a good one.
Yeah, I think it lives in that nice place where it has enough like action that it doesn't have to constantly be joke, 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 joke.
I would agree.
I mean, there are movies that can hit that are like that, but it's a lot less common than a movie that has something going on besides just look how funny it is, because you have to have something to give you downtime to recover your laughter, I guess.
Or even just have stories. I know a lot of comedies can tend to just be based on the joke, and then like the actual stories just meh.
Cough, cough, Adam Sandler coughed.
Whoa, throwing punches.
I'm just saying, go into the comments if you have some fierce defense from Adam Sandler that I'd like to hear about. Now, don't be throwing his dramas at me, because I've seen his dramas. We have Uncut Gems. We'll watch it sometime. I like Billy Madison. I like the Happy Gilmore, but after that, you start to lose me more and more with every movie, and then to a certain point, you're like, my God, looks like this was filmed on someone's home video camera by someone who's never held a video camera before. And just like, go to town, Adam.
Yeah, to put it this way, James and our friend Dave one time decided to do the Gladiator Challenge at a local burger joint here, which is how big was the burger?
2 pounds.
It was a 2-pound burger plus side, and of course, it's not your standard side. It's a healthy helping of it, and you had to finish it in 20 minutes. Well, the boys took the burgers down in like 5 minutes, and then they just really struggled with those sides. But they felt so terrible afterwards that they, to quote them, they wanted to feel on the outside what they felt on the inside. And so we went home and watched an Adam Sandler movie. That's how much they just really don't like him.
Don't undersell it. It was a Adam Sandler, David Spade duo.
Oh, in the Netflix original movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I have no problem with Adam Sandler, so,
All right, you say that. You heard it confirmed here, guys. Jack and Jill coming soon to this channel.
Halloween, right?
I think if you're going to talk about a terrifying movie, it's probably Jack and Jill.
I will admit, there have been some movies that he has done that are quite questionable, like Jack and Jill. But I'm sorry, there's a lot of Adam Sandler movies I like. Just Go With It, and Billy Madison, The Wedding Singer. Like, I like those movies.
Man, what a change of pace we've gotten into from 21 Jump Street to the filmography of Adam Sandler.
It's where the conversation took us.
Yeah. I mean, I have plenty to say, but we'll get to it when we actually get to an Adam Sandler film, whenever that may be.
There's a few.
So, all right. 21 Jump Street, recommend from me, recommend from Rachel.
Yep.
Okay. We will see you guys here in the near future. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Comment down below what you thought of 21 Jump Street.
And, of course, check me out on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/StreamSquad, if you want to see me play video games live. Till next time, guys.
Have a good one.